All right. Hello, MoveEasy movers. Welcome to MoveEasy Yoga with Kathy. Today is Saturday, March 11th already, or whatever day you're watching this video. Today we're going to be focusing on hips and pelvic floor. I'm going to be showing you some pelvic floor exercises I learned this week. We'll see how that goes. And as far as props, you'll want your chair. You'll want an actual chair. So we'll be sitting in the chair doing some things. You'll need 2 yoga blocks and a hand or bath towel folded lengthwise. So we're going to start in our usual manner with legs up on a chair for our 7-minute static rest. So go ahead and get your legs up on the chair. Now you want to have your hips a few inches away from the bottom so your hips can be in a neutral position. You want to breathe normally. Your arms are wherever they're the most comfortable, at your side, cactus arms, whatever. It doesn't matter. So bring yourself, your awareness into the room. We'll be here for 7 minutes. Okay, stay where you are. Now you can choose to hold your tongue at the seam of your teeth and gums at the roof of your mouth, or fold it under the roof of your mouth, and slowly move your head from right to left. Let's do this 3 or 4 times, slowly. Excuse me. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is vagus nerve reset. We're all familiar with this. Your head is forward, your eyes are forward. You can have your eyes open or closed. So all you're going to do is move your eyeballs to the right. Oh, just thinking about it. Oh, and wait for that sigh, swallow, gulp, or yawn. We're activating our vagus nerve. So eyeballs to the right. And then back to center. And then leave your head where it is. Move your eyeballs only to the left. Wait for that sigh, swallow, gulp, or yawn. Now go ahead and do this 2 more times on each side without my cueing. I'll give you a couple of minutes. Okay, finish up. Now the next thing we're going to do is head ramping. Head ramping, you can put something different behind your head if you choose. You don't have to. You can put a set of therapy balls or a sponge ball. You can also do this sitting up. Just make sure that if you're sitting up that you are pushing the occipital ridge away from your body. What we're going to do is we're going to stretch that part of our neck, basically, reverse text neck, computer neck, phone neck, whatever you do when you're looking down at your phone all the time. And we press the occipital ridge, the bony part between the 2 ears, runs along the scalp line, away. So if you're on the floor, it's towards the floor. If you're sitting up, it's towards the wall. So press, hold, and release. And press. Your chin's going to follow, but it's your occipital ridge. that's making the movement. Hold and release. Press. Hold. And release. Excuse me. It may create, like we did in the vagus nerve reset, it may create a yawn, a sigh, a swallow, the same reaction you had. Press, hold, and release. One more. Press, hold, and release. Okay. Now go ahead and either push your chair away or move away from it. We're going to use our chair in a minute later. We're going to do hypopressives. Now, hypopressives, in case you've forgotten, will help strengthen that pelvic floor that I referred to before. And we'll be doing some exercises with the pelvic floor. Excuse me. Also later. But for right now, we're going to do our old-fashioned hypopressives. So one thing that hasn't been mentioned recently on the hypopressive is on that third breath when we've exhaled everything out of our lungs, we want to scoop our stomach in, press our belly button towards the floor. We're trying to strengthen the pelvic floor. So our position is heels down, toes up, arms above your shoulders and rounded like you're hugging a tree. Go ahead and flip your hands so they face the ceiling. This is the shape we'll take. So 3 breaths. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Last one, inhale. Now exhale all the way out. Try to push your belly button down towards the floor. I'm going to count to 15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Inhale, arms come down. Exhale, feet come down. Now straighten your legs. And let's start with right ankle over left ankle. Your hands the way they were before. However, if your right ankle's over your left ankle, your left hand would be on top and above your head. So inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Last one, inhale, exhale, all the way out. Scoop that stomach. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Inhale, arms come down, exhale, legs. Let's do the other side. Left ankle over right. Arms above. So right hand's going to be on top this time. Above your head. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Excuse me, last one. Oh, I don't know why I'm yelling. Okay, inhale and exhale all the way out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Inhale, arms, exhale, legs. Okay, good job. Now let's come up to a sitting position. Take your time. Up we go. We're going to do our regular side bend with lat stretch. This is a 40-second hold. We start on the right. Never goes away. There we go. Start on the right, slide your hand along the mat. The upper hand comes up and over. Both your sits bones are on the floor, so just go as far as you can. Halfway through, we're going to lower our arm. Lower your arm till it's parallel to the floor. Should feel a different stretch. Just be aware of where you're feeling this. Okay. Arm up, torso up. Other side. Hand along the mat. Other arm up and over. You might find you can move further on one side than the other. That's normal. Lower your arm now till it's parallel. Feel that different stretch. Okay. Arm up, torso up. Now we'll do our spine rotation. So left hand on right knee, right arm is behind you with spider fingers. Rotate your spine. Now we can do our options with our head back and forth or our rib cage, or just enjoy the stretch. Just be aware of where you're feeling this. Okay. Other side. Right hand on left knee. Left arm is behind you. Go ahead and rotate. Again, you may find that you can rotate further on one side than the other. Perfectly natural. We have, again, options with our head or our torso. You don't have to do the same thing on this side you did on the other side. It's a 40-second hold. Okay. Come on around. Now, this next move, we normally do sitting, and you can do it sitting on the floor if you choose. I'm just going to do it in a chair today. It's going to be the flat back hip hinge where we come down to one knee, across, and up. And it's up to you, but I'm just going to do it in a chair today to show you how to do it in a chair. So give me just a minute here. So for some of you, it may be difficult to do this when you're sitting on the floor. So if you're sitting on a chair, you want to make sure that your feet are flat on the floor. Not like with me and my short legs, I dangle and I sit back in a chair. So I have to sit forward. And basically you keep your back straight. Your knees are pretty much shoulder length apart. And you're just going straight down with a straight back to your right knee as far as you can without pain. And then over to your left knee. And then up again. Keeping your back straight and your shoulders back. And then down to your left knee. Over across. And then up. You may feel this in your lower back. You may feel it in your hips. Just be aware. So again, down to the right and across and up. And then down to the left and across and up. 2 more times. Down to the right and across and up. Down to the left and across and up. That's 1. Down to the right and across and up. Left, across, and up. It's a different feeling than if you're sitting on the floor. So for some of you, it might be easier in the chair. It might be easier on the floor. It's whatever works for you. So now, if you haven't gotten your chair, go ahead and grab it. We're going to do some pelvic floor exercises that I learned this week. We'll see how well they go. You're going to need your towel, hand towel, wrapped up on the narrow end. Now, what we're going to do is put this on the chair under one thigh and buttock. So notice I have it on one side, and I'm going to just put my one leg over it. Now, you may not have enough. We're going to be, it's kind of hard to explain. We're going to be moving our hip area forward, up and down, and back. It may be, and I found this to be the case, that rolling it once isn't enough. I have to roll it and then fold it over. And I'm putting it right under my hip. So there's one leg, as you can see, is higher than the other. So the first thing we do is, one leg is higher than the other. Obviously, one hip is higher than the other. So we're going to raise that hip and then lower it and raise it and lower it. And you should feel this. You can hang on to the chair if you want. Raise it and lower it. Myself, I feel it in my hip. So this is a pelvic floor exercise that strengthens that pelvic floor. And then one more time, up and down. Notice I am leaning, yes. But I'm also working that pelvic floor. Now, the next one, kind of hard to explain now that I'm having to do it. She calls it the butterfly, the gal that did the webinar that I saw. So what you do is you move forward with that hip, the left hip. So in this case, my right hip is on the towel. So with the left hip, you move forward, come back to the middle, move back, come back to the middle, move forward, middle, back, middle. Or it's a very small move. Forward, middle, back, middle. So what we're doing is we're trying to strengthen that side. So forward, middle, back, middle. It's very subtle. So go ahead and move it to the other side. So now I've got my left hip on it, left hip and upper thigh. Now I'm lopsided towards the right. And at first, you're just going to go up and down. We don't want to do this too much at once because you could get sore down there. So we're just kind of easing into it. Just up and down a little bit. And then we'll do the butterfly, which is forward with the hip, middle, back, middle. So when you go forward, you want to go forward and down a little, just a little bit. Middle, back, middle, forward, middle, back, middle, forward, middle, back, middle. Two more. Forward, middle, back, middle, forward, middle, back, middle. Okay. Now take the towel out and just sit. Do you notice anything around your hip, your pelvic area? I'm noticing a little bit of looseness myself, but even if you notice nothing, like I said, these moves are very subtle, but they will make a difference. Now that we're sitting in a chair, we're going to go back to the floor. And do one stretch that she showed us as well. So we are going to be sitting with our legs to the side. So whichever way is comfortable for you. But we want to do legs to the side if we can. So either like this or like this, whichever way works for you. Not everybody can do the Z thing. And what we're going to be doing, and I'll just demonstrate, is we're going to be stretching this way, arm overhead towards our legs. We're going to hold this stretch for 40 seconds. So let me get my timer. So straight back, arms overhead. I personally feel it all the way down to my hip. I also feel it on my right side. So we're holding this for 40 seconds. This helps stretch it out, which supports the pelvic floor. Okay. Come on down. Now legs to the other side. They don't have to be in the same position, whatever's comfortable. You may find they have to be in a different spot when you're on this side. And 40 seconds. Here we go. Now, I don't know about you, but I'm feeling this in different spots. Not the same on the other side as on the other side. We are stretching our rib cage, and I feel it here as well. Okay. So that was pelvic floor stretches and exercises. And so now we're going to work on our hips. We're going to need the blocks. We're going to do the figure 4 progressive. So go ahead and lie down. Let me get these blocks out of the way just for now. So you can start on whichever side you choose. I'm going to start with my right leg. Always, when you do a figure 4, pull your knee back as far as you can before you move your leg over. That way you're not twisting your knee. These are going to be 30-second holds. So this is your basic first level. Puts on the floor, right ankle on left knee. You can push on your knee. If you have knee issues, don't do this. Be gentle with your knees. They do a lot for you. You can rotate your foot, rotate your ankle. You can raise and lower your foot past the time. There we go. Okay, level 2. Block below the lower foot. 30 seconds. Again, you've got your options. You can push on your knee, rotate your foot, stretch and flex, point and flex. You can also do that with your lower foot. Whatever works for you. And 30 seconds. So next level, and I'm going to take my leg off my knee for this. Second block. So foot on the block, knee all the way back before you put your foot up. 30 seconds. Now you can stop at whatever level is comfortable for you. If you can't do it with 2 blocks, that's okay. Stay on 1. This is whatever works for you. If it hurts, don't do it. If it's too much of a strain, don't do it. But if you can, it's something to work up to. Okay. Now the next level, need to set my timer before I do it, is grasping your thigh. This time you're off the blocks completely. Both legs are in the air. And if you choose, you can rock back and forth. This is also a pelvic floor exercise, the rocking. Okay. Now, the last progression, oops, I need to set my timer, is hands on your calf. And again, you can stay stationary, you can play with your feet, you can go back and forth if you choose. Okay, good job. Now let's go to the other side. So my right foot is down, my left leg comes all the way back as far as possible, and then on my knee. 30 seconds. Okay. Now the first block under the lower foot. If you want, you can rock back and forth a little bit. Play with your feet. Push your knee. Just be conscious of if you have weak spots in your body or spots that can't stand the strain. Be careful with yourself. You're all you've got. Okay. Now the second block. 30 seconds. All righty. Now we're going to grasp our thigh, behind our thigh. Both legs are up in the air. You can rotate both ankles if you choose, or gently rock back and forth just a little bit. Okay. And now the last level is holding your calf. Feeling like a pretzel. That's how I feel. All right. 30 seconds. That's it. Good job. Good job. That's not always the easiest exercise there is. So let's take a breather and do some windshield wipers here. Not all the way down. Your feet are about a hip width apart. Just loosen it up a little bit. Kind of feels good after all that stretching. Okay. Now we're going to go ahead and do our wall exercises. So find your wall or your doorway, whatever works for you. I'm going to put my computer in a spot where you can see me. Kind of a different spot. Okay. So we're going to start with our back to the wall. Our arms will come up. Keep your elbows as close to your head as possible and put your palms on the wall. This is our regular back bend at the wall. So 40-second hold. So notice my hips are back, but my chest is a little extended. Elbows as close to your head as possible. Come on down. And I need to adjust this just a little. Okay, now we're going to do our spine rotation at the wall. So we'll start on our right foot forward, left foot back, elbows at your sides, palms up, and then rotate, put your palms on the wall. 40-second hold. You can rotate your head back and forth if you choose. Okay. Other side. Left foot forward, right foot back, elbows at your sides, palms up. Rotate towards the wall, palms on the wall. 40 seconds. Head rotations allowed. Just don't go up and down. Back and forth is good. Okay. And one last thing we're going to do is the wall sit. So you get a solid wall, not a closet door. My closet door went off track when I tried this. We're just going to do this for 30 seconds. So come down as far as you can. Doesn't have to be all the way down. Back against the wall. Knees out in front of you, feet flat. If you need to come down, come down. May not be able to last for the entire 30 seconds, and that's okay. All right, there we go. Now back to the mat. I need a production assistant. Okay. So we're going to do our back bend exercises. So we're going to be prone. If you need to put something under bony parts, go ahead and do that. Myself, I just don't like my nose being squashed, so I put my head on something. We're going to be doing the back bend. So we'll be coming up with our head and our shoulders, palms against the ceiling, our heads in a head ramping position. So we're pressing the occipital ridge towards the ceiling, facing the floor. And then we'll come down. And then we'll come up again. We'll do airplane. And then we'll come down. So go ahead and start. So take an inhale, exhale, come up. Come up as far as you can without harming your lower back. If you feel it in your lower back, go ahead and lower. If you don't, you might try to come up a little higher. Your palms are facing the ceiling. Your occipital ridge is also facing the ceiling. Go ahead and take an inhale. Come back down. This time we'll do the airplane. So inhale, exhale, come up, inhale, exhale, arms out. Like you're flying, you are the airplane flying through the sky. Again, your head is still in a head ramping position. So you're facing the floor. Come up as high as you can without harming your lower back. Lower yourself if you have to. Go ahead and take an inhale and exhale and come down. Okay. Now we'll do our spinal twist. So our arms are out in a T. Shoulders are as close to the floor as we can get. Go ahead and face left and lift your left leg. Anything below the waist can be moved. Anything above the waist stays stationary. Again, shoulders are always on the floor or as close to it. You do anything you want with your left leg. You don't have to pull it around and touch it. And just wave it up in the air like you just don't care. Think you can hear my knees crack? Go ahead and bring it back down. Go to the other side. Your head is facing to the right, and then your right leg comes up, waves around in the air. Okay, come on down. And take a breath. So go ahead and get into position for Yoga Nidra. Make sure you're in a warm or cool spot, as the case may be. I'm going to guide you through different parts of your body. Your job is to focus on these parts without moving them. Just call your attention to the different parts of your body as I mention them. Let's start with our breath. Feel your abdomen go up and down as it rises and falls with the gentle flow of your breath. Now bring your attention to the center of your eyebrows, center of your throat, right shoulder, elbow, wrist, right thumb, second finger, third finger, fourth finger, fifth finger, wrist, elbow, shoulder, center of your throat, left shoulder, elbow, left wrist, thumb, second finger, third finger, fourth finger, fifth finger, left wrist, elbow, shoulder, center of your throat, spiritual heart center, right side of your chest, heart center, left side of your chest, heart center, navel center, center of your pelvis, right hip, knee, ankle, right big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, fifth toe, right ankle, knee, hip, center of your pelvis, left hip, knee, ankle, left toe, big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, fifth toe, left ankle, knee, hip, center of your pelvis, navel center, heart center, center of your throat, center of your eyebrows. This concludes the 61-point Yoga Nidra meditation. Go ahead and straighten your legs if they were bent. Straighten your arms above your head. Stretch one side and then the other, and then both. Wiggle your fingers and your toes. Rotate your wrists and your ankles. First one way, then the other. Now take your right knee and hold it to your chest. Thank you, knee. Let go of that, straighten that leg. Take your left knee and hold it to your chest. Thank you, knee. Straighten that leg. Both knees up to your chest. Rock back and forth. I don't know about you, but I feel that hip work we did. Let's massage our organs a little bit. When you're ready, roll towards the camera, using your bottom arm as a pillow. This is our gratitude moment. We're going to take a minute and be grateful for the things we have. I'm not talking material things. I mean the ability to move in an intelligent manner. I'm grateful for you all here gathered, moving with me. I'm grateful that I can move. Feels good to just lie here for a minute. When you're ready, come up to sitting. Go ahead and unmute yourselves. I'm going to remove my spotlight. Let me get up there. I'm going to leave. Hold on. There we go. And put your view on gallery. And let's put our hands to our heart. I want to thank you all for joining me today in Intelligent Movement. Hopefully you found some of this helpful. Let's end the class by saying to each other, namaste. Namaste.
Namaste.
Thank you.
Thank you, Kathy.
Thank you.
Thank you, Kathy, for the new pelvic floor exercises.